The Chinese and U.S. presidents hold the first meeting of their new administrations. Police in Xiamen say the man responsible for the bus fire that killed 47 people was one of the victims. And the strong winds in Shanghai last night capsized 7 boats where the Yangtze and Huangpu rivers meet. Good evening and welcome to this weekend edition of Shanghai Live, and I'm your host, Zhang Jieying. China's President Xi Jinping and his U.S. counterpart Barack Obama will soon begin their second day of meetings in Rancho Mirage, California. The two met yesterday at a historic estate to exchange views on major issues of common concern. Song Wenjing reports.
The summit is the first face-to-face meeting between the presidents of China and the United States since Xi Jinping became president. Xi called on the two sides to work together to build a new type of relations between major countries in what he called an innovative and active way to serve the fundamental interests of the two peoples and to promote development and progress of human society. Obama said he welcomed Xi's visit and said the U.S.-China relationship is important not only for the prosperity and security of the two countries, but also for the Asia-Pacific region and the whole world. He said that the unusual setting where the U.S. government is hosting Xi also reflects the importance it attaches to the bilateral relationship. After their first round of talks, the two leaders met reporters.
Our two sides should step up exchanges and cooperation in economy and trade, energy, environment, people-to-people and cultural fields, as well as at the sub-nation level. We should also improve the military-to-military relationship between the two countries and promote the building of a new model of military relationship between the two sides.
But what I'm very encouraged about is that both President Xi and myself recognize we have a unique opportunity to take the U.S.-China relationship to a new level, and I am absolutely committed to making sure that we don't miss that opportunity.
Xi and Obama had a working dinner after the meeting. China's president arrived in the U.S. state of California on Thursday after wrapping up a 3-nation Latin America tour that had taken him to Trinidad and Tobago, Costa Rica and Mexico. Song Wenjing, Shanghai Live.
We talked to CCTV America correspondent Wang Guan in Los Angeles, who was there for the meeting between Xi and Obama. Wang Guan, what did you see and hear at the meeting?
The Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Barack Obama appeared together in the historic estate of Sunnylands a few while ago. Both leaders wore dark suits and white dress shirts with open collar and no ties. This is unprecedented in the past decade for a meeting between the heads of state of China and the United States. In a brief opening statement, President Obama, of course, showed his style of being cool and humorous and also candid. He said that China's peaceful rise is, in fact, in the interests of the United States. He welcomes the peaceful rise of China. He also urged China to work with the United States on issues such as human rights and also North Korea, as well as cybersecurity. President Xi also made an opening statement where he said he, of course, thanked President Obama for this cordial invitation. The two leaders met earlier than previously planned, and also he cited the 1972 visit by then-President Richard Nixon and National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger to China. Then President Xi today referred to that very trip, saying that a new type of great power relationship is needed, and the two sides need to think creatively and act energetically, borrowing the word of President Xi just now, to construct this type of relationship.
And it seems the U.S. government sees cybersecurity as a new challenge. Why is that?
Indeed, cyber espionage or cybersecurity is a challenge. It's one of the top issues raised by the U.S. side. If you are here, watch American TV and read their newspapers. I think this issue is twofold. First of all, there's military espionage and there's industrial, economic espionage. For military espionage, and many security experts, security insiders on both sides said that, let's face it, China, the United States, and as well as other countries has been conducting military espionage against each other and other countries for as long as for like forever, and it is really no surprise. But Americans raised the issue of industrial espionage, where they claim that the Chinese attacks originated from China, hacked the commercial secrets and intellectual property related issues, bidding prices, for example, for commercial gains, and they claim that this is something that they don't do. But in fact, their assertions may not be entirely true. If you look for some other sources of news, for example, a Reuters report recently pointed to the fact that the U.S. government, through its various military contractors, are in fact the world's #1 buyer of hacking tools and softwares. You might remember Stuxnet, the very software that disrupted Iran's nuclear facilities, that was largely believed to be initiated by the U.S. and Israel. But this is no time for finger pointing. It's really a time for both sides to acquiesce, perhaps, the military side of the espionage, and define the red lines for the industrial side of the espionage, and work together to control and manage this risk.
And that was CCTV America correspondent Wang Guan talking to us about the Xi-Obama meeting. In East China's Fujian province, police in Xiamen now say one of the nearly 50 people killed in a fire on a city bus yesterday evening set that fire to vent personal grievances. They say they identified the 59-year-old Chen Shuizong through DNA evidence and notes in his house. The fire killed 47 people and left 34 others hospitalized with burns. Zhang Tao reports.
The fire broke out at about 6:20 p.m. yesterday aboard a bus rapid transit vehicle on an elevated highway. Witnesses say they heard an explosion. Firefighters needed almost half an hour to put the blaze out. Police are treating it as a criminal case.
The initial investigation by our police and experts suggests the tires and fuel tank of the bus were not damaged before the fire. The combustion improver was gasoline, but the vehicle had a diesel engine, so we have ruled out the possibility of an accident.
The bus rapid transit, or BRT vehicles, are Xiamen's major means of public transportation and use the dedicated elevated roads. About 90 people were aboard the BRT bus when the fire broke out. Doctors at the two hospitals treating the injured say all the patients have burns on their bodies.
We have to keep their respiratory flow smooth at first, and then the body fluids and blood will come out on the surface of the wounds, and we have to deal with that. And the exposed wound skin is likely to be infected by bacteria. After all that, patients can start to recover.
The BRT system resumed operation this morning and now has luggage security checks at each stop. Zhang Tao, Shanghai Live.
Rescuers are still trying to find a missing crew member from one of the 7 vessels that sank in heavy winds last night at the mouth of the Yangtze River. 55 others were rescued, but waterway at the Yangtze River estuary remains closed. Song Wenjing has the details.
The first sinking was reported to Shanghai maritime officials at around 3 yesterday afternoon, and by 6 p.m. there were 7 such reports. Officials say the boats all sank because of heavy wind and high waves where the Yangtze and Huangpu rivers meet.
Some of the sunken boats were sand barges sailing into the Huangpu River, so they had to turn when the rivers met. When they turned, their flanks were hit by waves and started to capsize, and then water got into the boats.
I've been sailing for more than a decade, but I've never seen such strong winds before. The water looked as flat as a lawn, but suddenly mountainous waves would come to us.
Rescuers picked up 55 crew members last night. Officials have banned waterway traffic in the area because some of the sunken vessels are only 200 meters apart.
Once we've found all the containers in the water, we'll end the traffic ban.
The storm last night also caused blackouts in Pudong, Jiading and Chongming. All power was restored by 4 this morning. Song Jing, Shanghai Live.
And now let's take a look at some other international news, including 45 Chinese nationals in Ghana preparing to return to China after being accused of illegal gold mining. The Chinese embassy in Ghana has confirmed that the first group of Chinese miners in detention has arrived in the capital Accra and will go back to China soon. They had been detained in South Ghana's Ashanti region. The embassy is asking the Ghanaian government to ensure the security and rights of the other 79 detainees. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman says the embassy is trying to get more information about illegal miners in Ghana. In the United States, police in Santa Monica, California, have shot and killed an armed man who's believed responsible for the fatal shootings of 4 other people, including his father and brother. The man, who was dressed in black, was in his late 20s. Police say he first shot 2 people in a house and set it on fire, then carjacked the vehicle and fired at people as the driver took him toward Santa Monica College. 2 died and 5 were wounded. Police exchanged gunfire with the suspect in the college library building and killed him. The incident delayed President Barack Obama's departure for his meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. North Korea has agreed to hold working-level talks with South Korea at the border village of Panmunjom at 10 tomorrow morning. South Korean Unification Ministry officials say the North will send 3 director-level officials for the meeting that it had originally wanted to hold at the closed Kaesong Industrial Complex. It will be the first such meeting since early 2011. Britain's Queen Elizabeth has officially opened the new British Broadcasting Corporation headquarters in central London. BBC Director General Tony Hall escorted the Queen as she met radio and television presenters and took a seat during the broadcast. The new BBC headquarters has 6,000 employees and cost £1 billion to build. And that's all for today's edition of Shanghai Live. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.